What's going on, guys? The Ironcane here, back from our Drawing with the Breakers video, and in today's video we're going to be doing an analysis of a really crazy game that I had against a Majin Buu Raider on Green Coast. So this game, it was pretty much lost, but somehow we were able to bring it back. I'm not going to spoil how it went, it's kind of just spoiled the match, but it was a very good game here, a very good game. So I figured, why not rewatch it with y'all and do a little bit of an analysis, talk about some of the decisions I made, some of the decisions the Raiders made, my teammates made, what was good, what was bad, what could have been done better, just because I'm not a perfect player, and I figure just because some people are still learning how to play, I thought this is fun to do, and it's just cool to like rewatch gameplays and kind of just talk about it sometimes, besides having like the traditional like commentary based videos. You gotta throw a couple analysis vids here and there. Alright. So I'm rocking the Dende Survivor skin, but I'm not rocking any of his abilities. Currently, my build is pretty much what my build has been since Season 2. The only difference is that I've taken off mid-air jump for Exploration Enthusiast, which is the Goten variant, the one that restores your active skills every time you open up a crate. It's tough to say if this is like the definitive build of Season 3. I feel like now it's getting a little more difficult to say 100% what the best build is, just because there's so many good active skills and there's so many good passive skills right now. Like, I personally just really love Grapple. It's instant, it gets you really fast to a certain place, but there are issues with it. Like, the range isn't that great sometimes. You can really feel that, especially when you're running away from a Raider. Like, you could completely replace Grapple with the Rocket and do very well. And even like moves like Instant Descent have usages as well, even if I'm not a big fan of the ability. But in terms of the match, it's not looking too good. Two players already got down by Spopovich, and one person got killed, revived themselves, and got killed again. So I don't know if these players were feeding, but it kind of looks that way. So Spopovich is literally a hair away from his level 2, and he gets it, just like that. I don't even think he needed to find any civilians here. He just straight up got it from those survivors, just fighting them and absorbing them. So at this point, I think we're doing okay on keys. We got one found, one placed, and then we have 3 left to go. But at this point, BUU can destroy any of the areas that he likes. On this map specifically, Green Coast, the keys that you want to prioritize planting first is A or E, just because on this map, the key locations where you actually plant the key at times can be so close to one another that if you don't plant A or E, you basically, like, the equivalent of 3-genning yourself in Dead by Daylight will happen. So you got to be very careful about that on this map. So BUU, I don't know. I generally don't know what's happening to our survivors here. I don't know if they're feeding. If you guys don't know what I mean by feeding, because there is no Raider queue in the game currently, I'm going to make a whole discussion about this in a future video. Because there's no Raider queue, what players are doing is that they're equipping themselves with Head Start Senzu, or just straight up running to the Raider and downing themselves repeatedly. That way they can complete a game, get the right Raider priority up, and get Ginyu as fast as possible. Do I understand why people do this? Yes. They want to play Raider. We're in double experience season. They want to level up their Ginyu as fast as possible. I understand that. But I don't respect it. You're ruining the match for every single player in the match. Like, it's a 7 versus 1, gameplay style. So it's just like losing a player, you feel that on the survivor side. And especially when multiple players do it, it's very unfortunate. I try not to, take advantage of the feeders. Like, if someone is feeding, I try not to use it. Sometimes I can't tell, sometimes I don't notice. Like, they feed themselves to me the first time. Sometimes I just think they're being stupid. But there was one match where I didn't take a feeder, and then I ended up paying the price for it because I went up against a really good group of survivors, so I'm a little mixed on it. But feeding sucks, I get it. But the only way it's really going to stop is if they add Raider Q back. So BUU is literally on his way of getting Super BUU within 5 minutes. Because if he absorbs that Dende there, Booty Bandit, he is getting his level 3. and he gets it. And at this stage of the game, this is GG's typically. Typically, this is GG's. Super BUU, in my opinion, I still think he's one of the strongest forms a Raider can be in the entire game. All his active skills are excellent. His super attacks are phenomenal. And by the way, you hear that? You hear who's summoning? It's BUU. BUU's summoning. BUU's actually summoning. So, yeah. Ain't that some shit? So, instead of actually using the summon, I believe this BUU was using the summon to bait us out and take us out that way. And it worked. I was kind of curious to see what he was doing here. And he was trying to bait me. But I believe I escape here. I forget if he actually uses... No, I think the Dragon Ball's just dispersed because I think he was baiting us with it. I don't play into his game here. I got the key radar, so my duty is to find keys. If you ever get a key radar, whether you have a Dragon Radar level 1, 2, or 3, or just a base key radar, you need to be on keys, guys, because keys are so important, especially going up a Raider like Captain Ginyu. You know, I definitely complain about key rushing in this game when I'm on the Raider side. But unfortunately, that is the best way to handle a Raider like Ginyu, even if it isn't the most fun to deal with on when you are the Raider. But it is the best way to beat them. Or any Raider, but especially the Ginyu Force. So, you know how I was explaining that A and E are the worst places for keys? Well, he literally had us in that situation. And for some reason, instead of keeping us in the A and E lock, he just destroys A for some reason. So I'm planning E with these two other survivors, and then we ended up getting it set. So I feel like if there was a misplay on this Raider's part, I felt like it was the fact that he destroyed the Dragon Pedestal with the Dragon Balls and destroyed A. Because now we can actually recollect the Dragon Balls. As you see, someone literally just did that. And now we actually have a chance here. Although we did lose one player, we still have 6. And at this point, I'm just trying to see where the BUU is. Want to make sure he doesn't jump our player with the Dragon Balls. Otherwise, that will definitely be GG's. So I go ahead and use landing delay to get a little speed. Someone popped the smoke, so Super BUU could not easily snipe the survivor there. That's one actual con about Super BUU. He has no sniping ability, so if someone is summoning on him, it's very difficult for him to cancel it or stop it, besides using air destruction. So when you're fighting the Raider, I feel like a lot of players just spam super attacks. And I feel like that's not always the best option, because that's just going to waste your Dragon Change. The only time you should really be using super attacks is if you know the super attack is going to land. So the reason why I use my super attacks there is because, you know, someone hit him in a melee combo and then I stunned him. And as you can see, we got Super BUU incredibly low here. And I'm just cooking on the Super Time Machine. And I feel like this is pretty much GG's. The only way this BUU can win this is if he takes all of us out and starts to heal before the supplies come. But if we get hold of the supplies, it's wraps for this Raider. He did take out the level 4. But keep in mind, this is Super BUU. A Raider that I would consider stronger than some level 4s in this game. Super BUU is really that cracked. So I go over here and started to get supplies. Now, the Super BUU went for the absorption. I can kind of understand why he was trying to heal, but I do feel like it was a little troll. I feel like he should have just played Super Time Machine. But at this point, we were able to get to the supplies. And now we have a chance to deal even more damage here. So he uses his Angry Shout, and unfortunately he catches me with a combo there. I catch him with one back, and then someone also begins to hit him. I toss out Big Bang, and he actually goes invisible to avoid any more damage. Big Bang attack, man, I feel like it might be one of the best super attacks in the game, but I want to do a transfer tier list pretty soon, an updated one. Actually, I don't know if I ever did a transfer tier list, so I want to do every transfer in the game, and I think Super Saiyan Vegeta is definitely going to be very high on that list. So at this point, we're going to win this game either by killing Super BUU or by Super Time Machine. It's cooking. My fellow survivors are cooking, so it's either whatever happens first, and we defeat him. So this was a game that was looking very grim, and I don't know if it was necessarily because of the Raider getting cocky, or if it was because we just played very well. I think it's a little bit of the mix of the two. I think the fact that Super BUU destroyed A was a huge misplay on his part. I feel like he should have just kept the pedestal up, or just left A and E up and just camped it. You know, in the defense of the Raider, maybe he wanted a more interesting match. Maybe he wanted to, you know, fight a little more, so props to him if that's what he was trying to do. But this is just an example of never giving up in the breakers, because you do have the opportunity to turn things around, even if you have survivors that go down pretty early into the match. But yeah, guys, that's the analysis for this video here. Let me know if you enjoyed. Like the video if you enjoyed, and let me know in the comments below if you like these sort of videos, if you like me analyzing some of the games that I had, just because there's some matches that I just play in my free time that actually are pretty good. They're pretty fun watches, so I felt like this was one of those matches. So if you guys enjoy this type of analysis content, let me know in the comments below, and I'll continue to do more when I get some good matches. But yeah, guys, if you like the video, again, make sure to leave a like, comment down below what you would have done if you were the Raider, if you would have done if you were the survivors, how you would have played things. I'm very curious to know. And sub to the Ironcane channel for more showcases, analysis like these, updates, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, boys.